All right, so I've been able to spend a couple days with the new Last Jedi Blu-ray, the Blu-ray plus digital multi-screen edition. That's the one I've been hanging out with. And I figured I'd give you my thoughts on what the bonus features are like for this disc, because I was actually pretty impressed with all the bonuses that they've thrown on here, which it's been pretty typical for the Disney Star Wars movies. They have thrown on a lot of bonus features on with their home video releases. So I'm not talking about the movie here. I'm doing a separate review of the movie, which you can find on my YouTube channel elsewhere. But this is just about the bonus features that come with the Blu-ray for this, the least controversial Star Wars movie ever made. First off, just let me talk about the packaging. Disney always does this. I don't know why. Why do we need this cardboard thing? Why are we killing trees still for this? I mean, look, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Front and back, same exact thing. Why do they do this? And it's not just Disney, but they always do this. Just please leave this at home. When you buy a Blu-ray, I wish you could like check a box. I want the cardboard sleeve or I don't want the cardboard sleeve, because I think most people just leave it. Who cares? These cases are durable. We don't need to worry about them getting scratched up. All right, so let's talk about the actual bonus features though on this thing. The big piece de resistance of this entire set is a 95-minute documentary called The Director and the Jedi. And for the Rian Johnson haters out there, I think this movie could, I'm not holding my breath, but I think this movie could change a few hearts and minds about this guy coming in and being the writer and director of The Last Jedi. And I mean, the documentary really gets into his head. Like I said, it's 95 minutes long, so it definitely goes deep into what he was thinking and why he put the movie together the way he did. But really, what this movie is all about, what this documentary is all about, is how they made The Last Jedi. And with such an epic production, so many sets being made for this movie, you'll really see how much of an undertaking it is, not just to make this movie, but to make any movie. I mean, that's the thing. I've watched a lot of documentaries over the years about making films, and I mean, this isn't the Heart of Darkness Apocalypse Now, production documentary, but this is pretty good as far as showing just how anxiety inducing making a movie can be, how tough it is, how tough a business it is, and all the decisions that you need to make that, you think as a viewer, well, Disney's got tons of money. They're throwing tons of money at Star Wars. They don't have to cut anything. They don't have to worry about going over. They do still. I mean, it's still a business, and every day they go over, every set they have to build costs a lot of money. Every special effect they try out costs a lot of money. And I think this movie did a really good job in showing me that. So once again, that was a 95-minute documentary, and it gets into some of the problems Mark Hamill had with his with Rian Johnson's take on Luke Skywalker, which I think Hamill was speaking out of turn there. He was ratting his director out, which I have no respect for at all. But wherever you came down on The Last Jedi, I think you should watch, if you're a Star Wars fan, check out The Director and the Jedi, a full-length documentary, because it's a pretty good look into just making a movie. If you have thoughts about wanting to get into the filmmaking business, wanting to be a director, wanting to be a writer, you should watch this thing, because it might change your mind. It might show you how much of a pain in the ass it is to make movies. But it also might inspire you. I don't know. You do see some really cool behind-the-scenes stuff. But the bonus feature that I really think is great, if you want to know why Rian Johnson did the things that he did, why he took Star Wars the direction that he took it in The Last Jedi. I know a lot of fans out there were not happy about it, but there were plenty that were happy about it. But if you just want to understand a little bit more why he chose the direction he did for Star Wars, and why, the Lucasfilm folks and Kathleen Kennedy let him go the way that he did, you need to watch a documentary called Balance of the Force. It's a 10-minute little feature, and it could have probably been included nicely in with that full-length documentary, but this one really gets almost more in just 10 minutes. It gets more into what he was thinking in the writing phase, why he took things the way he did. The bonus feature on the back of the disc is it's just described really as the mythology behind the Force and what and why Rian Johnson took the Force that way, but that's not what it's really all about. It really gets into why he took the movie the way he did and why he took the characters to the places that he did. There's another nice little 6-minute featurette about Andy Serkis and his performance as Snoke. It just shows you his scenes without the Snoke CG effects on top of it, so you just get to watch Andy Serkis doing his performance, and that alone is kind of worth the price of admission if you're a big acting nut, because Andy Serkis is about as intense an actor as it gets. And just watching him play this scene, really cool, made me appreciate the scene even more. If you're a fan of Andy Serkis, you got to check that little part out. And again, if you're kind of a behind-the-scenes nerd, There's another like 30-minute featurette that's broken up into 3 smaller sections that are called scene breakdowns, where they take a look at 3 different sequences in the movie, and it kind of show you, you know, how they came together. And this was really like behind the scenes movie nerd stuff. So if you're into like Foley sound, how they record the sound effects, how they do lighting effects, how they build practical special effects, creature effects. If you're into that kind of stuff, you'll really like the scene breakdowns, because that's what they really get into there. And it shows you just how many geniuses there are behind the scenes, behind a Lucasfilm production, not just at ILM, but you know, just at the production company itself. And I mean, these guys are all masters, and it's really cool to, you know, to hear them talk about going to work on what they do every day. And finally, there's about 22 minutes of deleted scenes included on this Blu-ray. And my advice to you on watching these deleted scenes, I'm not a big deleted scene guy. I'm always kind of one of those people who thinks there's a reason why they were deleted. But you know, obviously, if you want to know what got left on the cutting room floor, you'll want to watch these. And the way I would watch these is there's an optional commentary track from Rian Johnson, where he kind of lays out the context of where these scenes would have been and talks about why they cut them, why he thought it was a good scene, and most of the time why he was sad that it got cut. That's the way that I watched them. I watched them with his commentary on, and to me, it made them even better. So, like I said, about 22 minutes of deleted scenes. On the front of the Blu-ray, you'll see that it says that there are more than 2 hours of bonus features. And there's actually, I counted it up, there's actually like 3.5 hours of bonus features. So I don't know why they sold themselves short. And that's not including the audio commentary that goes along with the movie itself. So if you're a bonus feature nerd, I think you know, you're going to really like this package of The Last Jedi. I give it a high grade as far as bonus features goes. And I thought these were thoughtfully done, well produced. The documentaries are good. You know, I mean, they're not going to bash Star Wars, because these behind the scenes things are produced by Disney, produced by Lucasfilm. So you know, don't go in expecting to hear about all the controversy. But I was shocked that the full length documentary did go in a lot into Mark Hamill's disagreements with how Luke Skywalker's storyline was handled. Anyway, the Last Jedi is out on Blu-ray right now. If you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, you got to add it to your collection, obviously. But if you want to see behind the scenes stuff, definitely check out this set, because there's plenty there to sink your teeth into.